Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Mr. Owl. Now, today's puzzle from Willpower, I'm fairly sure it's a reference to an animated cartoon series, at least based on the comments on Logic Masters Germany where this particular puzzle has been posted. But it's not unusual for me to not get some of the references from Willpower, and admittedly, even with this little bit of a tip, I don't actually entirely recognize, well, I don't recognize at all Mr. Owl whatsoever. But of course, we're going to be in for a treat. As you can imagine, I'm looking at a grid here where you've got a representation of an owl in Will's classic and kind of very definitive style, kind of various figure drawings to try and kind of represent it. Anything else I want to mention? No, I mean, it's a particular puzzle that I want to feature for this weekend, so I'll leave it until then, and then I'll talk about that then. Anyway, let's take a look at today's puzzle and rule set from Mr. Owl and Willpower. And there's even a bit of a story here. Boy, although admittedly on the thumbnail it was Sleuth. Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the center of Tootsie Pop? And Mr. Owl responds, let's find out. 1, 2, 3, crunch, 3. Okay. Probably a line from the cartoon, or maybe some kind of clue that's going to help us with the solve. Not entirely sure. Rules-wise, we've got normal Sudoku rules apply. That means place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Then we have arrows, so numbers on arrows sum to the number in the arrow circle, and numbers may repeat on arrows. So essentially these 1, 2, 3, 4 cells essentially will come up to some kind of sum. So let's say I've got 1, 2, 3, and 2, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9. I would have to put a 9 in here to essentially represent this. You don't need to treat this as an aggregate, as in essentially these 4 digits will sum up to 9, these 4 digits will sum up to 9, not that we need to make all 36 digits sum up to 9, that's not going to work. Regardless of how many repeats, I think we're going to have. Did I say 36? 16. And admittedly 2 of them are overlapping, so it's actually 14. Anyway, moving on. What else did I say? Numbers on arrows, yep, we're done with that. Thermometers. So numbers on thermometers increase from the bulb end. That's the bulb end, that's the bulb end, that's the bulb end, etc. So let's say that this cell here is a 1. Then of course I can increase as I go away from the bulb end. That could be 2. I don't have to increase it in regular steps. So that's a step of 1. That could be a step of 3. What I can't do at any point is decrease as I get away from the bulb. So that would break this thermometer. The thermometers here, I'm guessing this is 2 independent thermometers. So despite the fact that they're sharing the same bulb, don't worry about it. Right, we've got killer cages, numbers in cages sum up to 9. So these 3 cells will have to sum up to 9. These 2 cells will have to sum up to 9. So if this cell is a 2, that would have to be a 7, for example, to sum up to 9. These 3 are 9 again. Okay, some reference to the number 9 clearly. Oh, numbers in cages sum to 9. Oh. Anyway, KROPKI pairs. Numbers with a white dot between them are consecutive, and not all possible dots are shown. So if we have a 1 here, that would have to be a 2, so that they are consecutive. And the fact, I mean, that's a terrible example, but the fact that, for example, these 2 cells are consecutive without a white dot is not a problem. Will is explicitly calling out the fact that negative constraints do not apply. So that's all the rules we have for today. As always, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. With that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. So I mean, this arrow here, that's going to be an odd digit. 2 consecutive digits can't be both odd, can't be both even. If one is odd, one is even. This will have to be odd. 1, 2 is the minimum. That would be 3, 5, 7, or 9. Not exactly the break-in we're after. Let's think about the 9 cage. It's almost as if, 1, 2, 6. Let me just think about this for a second. 6 on this arrow is very tricky, isn't it? Yeah, 6 on this arrow is impossible. because this cell would have to be 3 since 1 and 2 is in there. And then even if I minimize these with a double 1, I'm already at 11. The short answer, 1, 2 doesn't work. 2, 3, what does that do? That would require 2, 3, and 4. That could work. And then, of course, I could do something like ludicrous such as that and then get to 7. It feels fairly unlikely that the end of all of these arrows is a 7, but possible based on what I've just shown. So that's one possibility. Now I'm guessing the other possibility is 3, 4, and then a 2. So, okay, this is of course going to be even, because these two cells are going to be odd, odd, one even, add up to odd, and therefore I need an even digit to stay at an odd digit. So this is actually complete. This has to be 2, 3, 4, incredibly, with a definite 3 in here. And obviously I can't make this 0, so 4, 5 doesn't work. The fact that these are a 2, 3, 4 triple tells me that these digits are even bigger on the thermometer, because even if this is as little as 2, that's 4, that's 3, they're not available in the box. So one of them is even a 6. Now the one that's a 6, 7, and 8, okay, so there's a few degrees of freedom still. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 6, 7. Now I'm not sure. So even if I make this 6, that would be 5, that would be 7, that would be 8, that would be 9. So I'm not sure I can actually limit anything and remove anything. Okay. What does that tell me? I really don't know. I'm not sure I get this puzzle just yet. Often when I look at a puzzle, intuition points me in a direction and I can run with it, but I'm really not sure what's going on here. So it's got to be this arrow, especially since a lot of the cells see one another or share the same cell. So it can't be that small, I guess is what I'm getting at. Even if I try and minimize one side, let's say 1, 2, 1, and 2, in fact, I'll swap them round. That is already 3, 6. But then there's no way I'm going to be able to make this 6 because the next two digits are available. Well, it's not 1, 2, it'll be 3, 4, 8, 9. So let's try that again. What about 1, 3? That would be 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I can definitely get away with 2 and 4 in here now, given it's 1, 3. I don't think it's going to work. It could work. Let's have a think about it. I think the problem is the 2, actually. So 1, 3, 2, 4 will be the next available digits. That's 6, that's 7. And then I would have to put a 2 in here, and then I guess I would have to put a 3 in here. Is it 3? No, 4. Essentially 4, 4, 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 seems to be the smallest digit I can make, just because of the number of cells that see one another. Let me just see if I can use logic rather than just random digit typing. So I know that these are at least 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, they're more, because I can't have 1, 2, 3, 4 in here, because what would this cell be? So this is at least, and if I try and minimize it, 1, 2, 3, 5. So I'm already at 11. And then let's say, because I've obviously got this as the shared digit, this is 1, so that's 12. And then 2, 3, that's 15. And if I divide that by 2, I'm already at 7.5. So I think I can actually somehow fit an 8. I don't know how I would, but apparently I can. Don't know, 1, 4. No. Let's try 1, 5, 2, and 3. So that's 5, that's 6, that's 1. So 6, 7. Yeah, I'm still in trouble, no? 2, 3 is 5, 6. So 2, no, because of that 1 in the middle, because I'm ignoring the fact that this is a 1, 2, 3 in my sample. Right, let's try that again. One last time. 1, 2, 3 here is the minimum. And of course I'm adding this twice. So that's 1, 2, 3 plus another 1. So that's actually 7 is the minimum. Plus the 11 up here. 1, 2, 3, not 11. 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah, 11. So this is 4, so that's 9. Took me a while. We'll ignore that. And I think it does basically mean that I need to minimize everything. Everything is so maximized. And this is the side, because remember, this cell can actually see it. So this is the side that has to be the 1, because this side is under pressure. This is a minimum of 11 by making this cell 4. So 11, 12, 13, plus 5, 18, yeah. So that's 9. And that would have to be a 1, otherwise everything would break. And then this has to be the 4, this has to be the 3, this has to be the 2. These two cells are 2, 3. And then these cells, fairly sure it can't be, the 5 can't be in here. Let me just think about that. Even if I minimize this, 3, that's 8 already. So 3 with a 5 would be 8. So the 5's on this side. And now if the 5 is in here, if I place the 3 with it, that's not going to work. Because that's 8, that's 9, and then that would be 11. So that would be the 1, 5. This would be the 3. And then I've got 6 and 9. 1, 2, 3, 6 and 9, yeah. 6 and 7 and 2. And this was all entirely forced, apparently. Fascinating. Took me a while to see it, but, you know, I did, so we'll move on. So that's not 3. Now, if this is 5 or 7, I think there has to be a shared digit in here. It's probably the 4. So it's 3, 4. No, it's the 3. It's 2, 3, 4. The definite 3. Don't like corner pencil marking cross boxes, but essentially there has to be a 3 in here. You have to have an odd digit joining the evens. So it's either 2, 3 for a 5, or 3, 4 for a 7. Now, with 1, 3, 4 in here, and the fact that this is counted twice on these arrows, I'm fairly sure this has to be the 2. I think if I try anything else, that would be 5. Even if I minimize everything else, that's 5, that's 8, and another 1. What am I doing on the other side? So that is a 2. Now, if I continue to minimize these, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 10. Plus the 2 twice, that's 14. And then if I use 1 and 3, that's 18, which is the maximum I can afford. So that's the 1, that's the 3. And then these are, in fact, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, Sudoku might be able to help me here. Maybe. Because we know that there is a 3 in here. I don't think it necessarily means that there is a 3 in any of these. Actually, hang on, the 1 surely does. So one of these sides is a 3, and then I need to get to 6, which I think can only happen with 2 and 4 from the available digits. And the 2 is only available this side. And then I need to minimize this side with a 5 and a 4, which can only be 1, 3. So that's fixed. So essentially we've got like a 3 X-wing in here. I don't know if it actually helps me eliminate either the 2 or the 4 to give me the 5 or 7. But like we've definitely got, you know, a break-in at this point. This thermometer is kind of interesting. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4 to start. This is at least, you know, 5, 6, 7. So it doesn't actually have that many options. Same is true on the other side. 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you end up with a 7, 8, 9 double. Not quite a triple on both sides. So there's already a lot of pressure on these digits. Now inside the 9 cage here, I can't have a 1 because I can't make this 2. I have to have a 1 because I can't make this 2, 3, 4. So given there has to be a 1, that's the 1. That's got to be a 6, I guess, to add up to 9. Since 1, 3, 5 is gone and 2, 3, 4 is gone. Now, no 1, 8 in these 9 cages. No 2 7s because you can see a 2 in every one of these cells in the cages. So this is 3, 6, 4, 5. And this cell can't be 3, 6. So this is the 4, 5 one. This is the 3, 6 one. And that 3 will give us a resolution. That's 6, that's 3. That's not 6, therefore that's not 7. And then the 4, 5s, I don't think I have a resolution for, but it does give me another 5, like X-wing, which I think means there is a 5 down here. Because 5, 5, where's 5? No, there's no 5, sorry. I'm just not thinking clearly. It means that's not a 5, which means that's not a 6, which means that's not a 7. So we end up with an 8, 9 pair. And then on the outside, we have a 6, 7 pair. That can't be 6. That's 6. That's 7. Therefore, that's 8. And that's 9. 8 looks across. That has to be 7. This can't be 7. So this is 5, 6. This is not 8, 9. That 9 gives me an 8. Lovely puzzle so far. And then the 7, of course, gave me the 6, which gave me the 5, which gave me the 1, the 5, and it just continues 5, 4. Not 4, not 1, that's 3, that's the 1. That's not the 3, we always needed a 3. So that has to be, why did I remove the 4 from here? Yeah, I removed it earlier, okay. 2, 5, and that 9 removes options here, and that only just removes the 8s. It doesn't actually eliminate options there. And I think we've very nearly used all the variants other than these thermometers, but we're going to have to come back to those. So, Sudoku it is, 6. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seemingly is anywhere, as is the 8, so that wasn't very useful in here. I mean, 1s were very nearly done, surely. So 1, 1, no. These 3 at the top, so I need 7, 8, 9. Not 9. Column 5 is probably interesting. 6, 7, 8. No resolution. Definite 6 in here. There's another 7, 8, and a 9, which I can't place. Row 5 maybe. These look like 2, 7, 8, and the 2's in here. This is 7, 8. And these are obviously 7, 8 as well. But what's interesting, I mean, aside from the fact that, hang on, no, I've made a mistake. No, it is 2, 7, 8. So just eliminating the 8 in here doesn't actually help me, but this does. 7, 8 pair in column 2. That's 6. That's 5. And that 6 looks across. That's 7. That's 9. That gives me 2 in here. That's 7, and 5 forces a 6 in here. And not a 2. So that's a 7-8 pair. 7-8 pair in the column still gives me more. That's 1 4. These are also known. Well, I can pencil mark them. 4 5. I can do better. That's 5. That's 4. That's 1. That's 4. No 3s. That's 3. I need 2 and 6. Not a 6. 2, 6. These I can pencil mark. 1 and 2. That's the 2. That's the 1. That's the 9. We're getting there. So I need another 7, 8, and 9, and a 5. The 5 is in here. Can't be an 8, so that's the 8. That's the 7. That's not a 7. In fact, I was going to say we know what these are. No, we don't. That's not a 6. So that is a 6. That's 7, 8. We need another 7, 8, 9. Neither of these could be 7. So that is 7. That's 8. Then we need 8 and 9. That can't be 9. That's 8, 9, 7. No 8s. No. Okay. In here I remember something about 7, 8, 9s as well. Well, it's 8 and 9. 9 is none of these. That's 9. That's 1. That's 8, which will probably give me the rest. That's 4, 7. Therefore, that's 9. That's 7. That's 8. The 4, 7 are not resolved yet. This is 7, 9. Not resolved either. This is known. 4. No. 2. 4 is in here with an 8. That's the 8. That's the 4. 3, 5. That's 3. That's the 5. 1, 4. Don't know where 4 is. 5. 5, 4, 7, 4, 7, 9. Need 8 and 9, 8. And if I've not made any other typos, 9 for the finish. Lovely puzzle, Willpower. Another one of your excellent, highly approachable ones. I hope that you guys enjoyed the puzzle in the video. I'll see you back for the next one. Bye-bye for now.